welcome back. If you're a fellow VEDA participant, you know as well as I do, we're more than halfway through now. Thought I'd pop on today, let you know how VEDA's going for me, ask how it's been going for you, and share a few words of wisdom in case you're even worse at VEDA than I am. So this is the second time I've done VEDA. I also did it in April. April was generally a lot hairier, a lot more sitting and editing videos at 11 o'clock at night kind of evenings. I've generally been a lot more on top of things this time around. Although I did have one night, Monday this week, what I posted was a little CVS haul. What I shot was more of a collective haul with CVS, Walgreens, Staples, Office Depot. But as I was editing it, I realized I didn't have very much to say about every single one of those stores. What I can tell you about Walgreens is the lady in the beauty department was nice and gave me extra coupon. I think I'll spare you the 3 minutes of video I shot explaining that. And then the VEDA gremlins just decided to get me. I edit videos in Adobe Premiere. Most of the time it's great. Once in a blue moon, everything you're working on disappears and your timeline is suddenly empty. I don't know why. And honestly, if I'm not pressed for time, I'm most likely going to do a better job the second time around, as in the case of Monday when I decided I didn't need all that stuff. I was just going to condense it down to something I actually had to say, find the story, and only put the story in and not all the other rambles. So it worked out. Didn't feel great at the time. My goal this time was to be ahead of the game a lot more of the time and just have videos shot ahead of time, videos edited ahead of time. Saying that though, I went into VEDA knowing that I was going to be coming back from Oregon on like the 28th of July from a wedding and a lot of time with family, and it was a great trip, not a vlogging kind of trip. So, and of course I came home, had to hit the ground running in my business, so I didn't come home and immediately start chugging away on VEDA. So I knew I was starting at a little bit of a disadvantage, but I made it through the first week in part by planning much simpler videos than I attempted to do the first time I was doing VEDA. By the end of the first full week, I was able to set aside some time to get a bunch of video shot, which I was able to edit as I had time. Editing takes me a long time. Some of these 2-minute videos I've spent 2 hours on. I'm getting a little better at that this time around. My personal advice for newbies, if you want more expert advice and more advice, definitely be sure you're following Amy Schmittauer. But I have 3 pieces of advice for you from one rookie to another. 1, as I've been talking about, shoot and edit ahead of time as much as you can. Shoot and edit ahead. Don't be afraid. No one cares if you're wearing the same clothes, if the lighting's the same, if the setup's the same, or if you have to add a little something where you're not wearing the same clothes and the lighting's different. If you're doing this to learn, don't drive yourself crazy with those kind of details. Just try to get your video shot and edited ahead of time. Piece of advice number 2, keep your topics short and simple. Don't try to get too complicated during VEDA. I've learned that the hard way. Many times over. Your VEDA videos do not need to be complicated. They do not need to be long. The way you're going to get better is by doing the work. This is the work. This is the practice. Don't worry if your VEDA videos are not where you hope your video making will be a year from now. If they are, you're going to go crazy making one every day. Last bit of advice is have a plan, but be flexible. I usually have topics written down. Some days cooperate, some days don't cooperate. Sometimes something new comes up. It seems like a fun, simple video idea that kind of fits with what I want to be sharing with you. Let's do that. And finally, have fun with it. It's a great way to connect with other new YouTubers. I'd love to hear in the comments about how VEDA is going for you this time around. If you enjoyed this video, click subscribe below. See you tomorrow.